Hi, everyone. It's Julie Huck with the Agent of Change platform. And today I wanted to talk to you about a topic that I've been hearing so much about, and it's about work-life balance. I know a lot of agents that I speak with are really challenged with the amount of time that they're spending on showings in their business and jumping to show clients and jumping to write offers and having offers not accepted, which means you don't get paid. And so you're doing a ton of work. And I'm just seeing a lot of burnout. I'm seeing a lot of just overwhelm, burnout, frustration. And when I see that, it makes me nervous because this is an amazing industry and we get to help people and guide them through the process of buying and selling their home. And it's a business in which we get to create our own destiny. We get to create our own schedule. And essentially, the goal is that we get to live our life by design and not by default. And the more agents that I'm talking to lately, I am hearing a lot of life by default and defaulting to our clients' schedules and defaulting to this market. And it's just the market, it's the market's fault. And I want to rewrite that narrative for you. I want to change that story because no matter the market, at the end of the day, we can determine how we run our business and we get to determine what's most important to us. Now, the question is, how am I scheduling out my time? That is always the first step. The first step is, what does my schedule for the week look like? And most highly productive agents, and I know we've heard this in some of the interviews that we've done. I don't know if you've listened to some of my interviews, but if you haven't, I've interviewed some really high producing agents. And over again, it's create your schedule. Most agents will create it on the Sunday prior to the week. They'll put all the most important things that they will not miss in their schedule. And you get to choose what's most important to you. Is it business? Is it your kids? Is it spending time with your spouse? Is it making time for your parents? Hobbies that are really important to you, exercise. What are your non-negotiables? What are the things that if you don't do them, you're not an okay person to yourself, because you have to feed yourself before you can feed others. You have to fill your own bucket before you can help others. And like I just mentioned, this role as a real estate agent is about helping others. So first you must help yourself. So you create your schedule the week ahead. You put in all of the things that are most important to you. You block off that time. Then you put in your dollar producing activities. And this is where I think everyone gets a little bit tripped up. And when we're coaching new agents and we're helping people get in production, or when they start getting busy, this is kind of the area where it's really difficult to figure out what are my dollar producing activities and what are the things that I have to do versus things that other people could do for me. Now, that's where I came up with today's topic. And it's called the 3 Ds of work-life balance. You either do them, you delegate them, or you dump them. So in addition to creating your schedule the week ahead, putting your non-negotiables in there, making sure you're time blocking and understanding what it looks like, this is a really important activity because you can do time blocking phenomenally and still be completely overwhelmed and, just you need to figure out a way to either clone yourself or get some of this stuff off your plate. So here's what you do for this activity. The 3 Ds of work-life balance, like I said, you either do them, you delegate them, or you dump them. So the way you're going to do this is pick a period of time. It's probably, as a real estate agent, it's probably a good idea to select a whole week. And every single day during that week, write down everything that you did all day. Just, document it as if you are being paid by the hour and you have to turn this in, to bill your hourly wage. I'm talking about you're checking emails, you're making breakfast for your kids, you're taking your kids to soccer, you're doing your grocery shopping, you're showing houses, you're negotiating houses, you're doing ROCs, you're doing your marketing, you're doing your social media, you're watching TV. I mean, everything. Just put it all down, everything that you do without judgment. We're not judging this process. We're just trying to get a good idea of what your week looks like. So once you've written down all the things that you've done all week, then take that list. And I suggest doing that with a coach or a trusted mentor or somebody who could guide you through this process, because usually if you're with somebody else, they might help you think objectively. However, if you don't have that person, you can do this on your own. Look at all of the things that you did all week and then ask yourself 3 questions. These are 3 really important questions. Are these tasks that only I can do? And that question is a tough one. And we're going to dig deeper into that, because I'm sure that every single one of you are like, yes, I can only do all of these things, because we're all a little bit of control freaks, a little bit high achievers. I mean, that's why we're so good at what we do in the beginning. But is this something that only I can do? Or are these tasks that I can delegate? Or are these tasks that I should dump? That I don't even, why am I even doing this? This is silly. So basically, when you're going through the list, are these things that only I can do? Start marking every single item. Are these tasks that I can delegate? Don't think about who am I going to delegate them to. Just think about, like, could someone else do this role reasonably and still get the same results or great results, so that I can spend my time in better areas. And then, are these tasks I should dump? A lot of times tasks you should dump is spending too much time scrolling social media, or, sometimes it's just really tedious administrative things that really anybody can do, and you shouldn't be doing them. Sometimes it's, why are you cleaning your own house? How much does it cost to clean your house? How much is your time worth? Sometimes it's, should you even be going to the grocery store? Could you outsource that? Could you do a grocery delivery service? Could you hire somebody to take your kids to their practices? Obviously you don't want to miss your children's lives and you want to be at their games, but maybe there's places where you could leverage that amount of time so that you could be more productive and spend more quality time with your kids elsewhere. So again, this is a balancing act. There is no right or wrong answer. Sometimes it just takes an awareness of your calendar, an awareness of where your time is going, and then really asking yourself those 3 questions. Are these tasks only I can do? Are these tasks that I can delegate? Or are these tasks that I should dump? So once you do that, and sometimes before you do that, there's another exercise that I want to share with you, and that is calculating your true dollar per hour potential. So here's how you're going to figure out what your time is worth. And all of our time is going to be worth something different. And it really depends on the level of our business and how much hours we're putting in. So here's how you're going to determine what an hour is worth to you. So then maybe you can determine how much money you can spend in leveraging and delegating. So first step, and I'm going to put all of these notes in, I'm going to put all of these exercises in my notes in my blog so that you can read over these and do this exercise. And if anyone needs help, just don't hesitate to reach out to me. So first of all, what was my gross income last year? So if you're a real estate agent and you sold real estate all year last year, what was my gross income? How many hours did I work per week last year? So on average, how many hours per week did I work? And then multiply those hours per week times 50 weeks. We're going to use 50 weeks as a general estimate of time. And then divide your gross income by your hourly rate. So basically, if I say I earned $50,000 gross income in real estate last year, I worked 40 hours a week. 40 hours times 50 weeks equals 2,000 hours per week. Then I would take my gross income, $50,000, and divide it by the 2,000 hours that I worked per year last year. That equals $25. So essentially, my hourly rate is $25 per hour. So when you know your hourly rate, you can say, okay, processing all of my paperwork and my commission schedules and putting all of the data into the computer for my listings and writing listing descriptions and doing my marketing. Could I pay someone $25 an hour or less to do this work so that I can free up my time to do things to be more productive or spend more time with my family, or just have a better balance in my life so that I'm not completely, just completely booked out every second of the day constantly so that it's not healthy. And so another example would be, let's try another one. So let's say I made $125,000 last year in gross income in my real estate business. And I only worked 25 hours a week, which is great. Good for you. You're doing awesome. I love that. So you take your 25 hours times 50 weeks. So that's 1,250. So you take $125,000 divided by 1,250, and that equals 100. So your hourly rate, you're worth $100 per hour in real estate. So usually that $100 per hour is your income producing top 20%. And as a real estate agent, we like to say that is, prospecting, looking for new clients, networking, meeting new clients, having conversations about real estate, because that's really money-making activities, right? Doing any other prospecting activity like open houses or door knocking or networking events, phone calls, that is all dollar per hour money-making activity as a real estate agent. Showing houses to qualified buyers who are willing to put in a good offer, not just buyers who are out there wasting your time, going on listing appointments, listing homes, what else? Negotiating contracts, negotiating ROCs, learning dialogues and scripts and understanding the market at a high level. All of those things are your dollar producing activities. Anything else is not. And all of those other things, posting your social media posts, putting out your newsletters, processing your paperwork, all of those things, you have to look at your dollar per hour. So if you can make $25, $50, $100, $150 per hour, doing your 20% of the most important things in real estate, if you can do that, then you're gonna focus on those things, and you're gonna leave all those other things to somebody else, and you're gonna pay them the hourly rate in which those things should be paid. And the other thing is, a lot of times people, they stress out about, I can't hire a cleaning person. Okay, so how much could you need to think about that. How much does a cleaning person cost? I know my cleaning person costs $150 every 2 weeks. And the time that it would take me to clean a house, my house would probably be 6 hours, 7 hours. I did it during COVID, and I realized that it's a lot of hours that it takes to clean my house to the level in which I'd like it to be cleaned. And so my dollar per hour is much higher than what I would pay that. So I leverage that out. It doesn't mean that I'm lazy. It doesn't mean that I'm too good to clean my house. It doesn't mean that, um, there's all these stories that we write around that. I mean, I know we hire somebody to mow our lawn as well, because I know for Ed on the weekends, he doesn't want to be spending all day on a Saturday mowing the lawn. He enjoys mowing the lawn. We can mow the lawn, but we'd prefer to spend that time with our kids. We prefer to go on family adventures and do the things that are really more important than mowing the lawn. So there are other things that you can leverage out. I mean, I talk a lot about just leveraging out home things. I know, for instance, I do hire babysitters during the summertime, because although I love spending time with my kids, I know that I do also need to work. And so the dollar that I would spend on helping, people helping me with my kids is worth it when it comes to my dollar per hour producing, things that I do. So anyways, it's just all a matter of balancing that out. And I think a lot of times, if you understand how much your time is worth, how much you are worth per hour, and sometimes it's lower when you're getting started. I mean, at some point, you're probably working a lot more hours and making a lot less money. But eventually, if you stay really focused and you're able to slowly leverage, that number will go up. I know on our team, we have showing assistants that we pay. Our agents will sometimes not be able to show multiple clients. And so they'll pay $50 to show a house, or $100 to show a few houses. We pay other agents to go to home inspections, because that could take 4 hours sometimes. And if your rate is $50 an hour, that's $200. So if I can pay someone $100 to sit at a home inspection and really listen and really help the client. I mean, you're not really supposed to say anything in a home inspection, but to listen and to just be there to open the door. And then at the end, I check back in and I understand how it all went and I do all the negotiating. If that 4 hours is worth $200 to me, and I just paid someone $50 to $100, do you think that's a great use of leverage? All day long? Because I could, instead of sitting at a home inspection, I could be at my office calling my past clients and following up with leads that I need to get to, and planning, doing other negotiation or showing other clients or listing houses. Anyways, the things that are actually making me money. So you've got to choose wisely on how you leverage. So again, this is all about figuring out, where are you spending your time? What is your hour worth? What should you be doing, especially based on how much you're worth, your work hours are worth? What could you delegate and what should you dump? And if you need help going through this with me, if you want to go ahead and log a week and then set up a call with me, we can go through every single activity, and I'd be more than happy to help you figure out what is most important to you and what you could dump. So I hope this helps you. I really want to see you guys selling real estate at a high level, helping your clients at a high level, but not sacrificing your entire life, not sacrificing your relationships, not sacrificing your kids and your family, because it's really not worth it at the end of the day. This is supposed to be fun. And yes, we will have our hard days. Yes, we will have our busy weekends that nearly kill us, but we shouldn't be stuck there day in and day out over and over again. So I hope this helps you. Again, all of the notes will be, all of the details about these exercises will be in the notes. And I hope that you guys can find some balance and some leverage and go back to feeling joyful about real estate. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.